Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David, reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Asherallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing their true heritage were known as the Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to go into eating defiled food in today's world and how that was prophesied in the Bible. This is Ezekiel 4:13. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. You see, back in the days of the prophet Ezekiel, the Lord had made a prophecy of the children of Israel once he would scatter them throughout the corners of the earth. And that is that we would eat our food defiled, right? And this is because before we used to have very strict food laws, right? We don't eat pork, no shellfish, we don't eat the blood, right? There's a lot more laws in the dietary laws than what we have in today's modern world. And that's because our bodies are the temples which the Spirit of the Lord comes into and which we receive. So we have to keep our bodies cleansed. Now, when you get into the scriptures, you start finding out that if you do defile your body, that the Holy Spirit doesn't reside in you, and hence you don't get the benefits of what it entails to have the Holy Spirit. And our enemies knew this, that if we were to defile ourselves, we wouldn't have the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, our God, behind us, and we could easily be taken down. Now, in this day, it's a little different. This day, this is on the very top levels. This is being done because the elites know who the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians truly are. They know that we're the Israelites, and that to keep us in a low state and just dumb down, that they have to make us eat defiled food. That's why you see pork in everything. That's why you see these abominable foods pushed namely on our people, right? But also it's because there's also another agenda in the world, and that's the mass depopulation of the world that's described on the Georgia Guidestones, which we'll get into a little bit. So that's one aspect of it, that's the second aspect of it. And then the third aspect is just that the world is experiencing famines right now. But these devils at the top, they're trying to mask it as much as possible because they don't want to let the world know that we're basically running out of food and we can't grow as much food as we used to. And the food that we are growing now, it's nutrient deficient and it's not as good as it was before. So now these devils are trying to make their own food, right? Let's go and read this article. It says, lab-grown fish just got real. San Diego startup shows off first slaughter-free yellowtail, and this is ultimately what it is right here. This is a grown fish muscle that's been basically grown in a lab, and this ultimately will be in restaurants, just like you're starting to see the veggie burger now, the ultimate burger, right? That's what this is going to eventually be the fish equivalent to. And right now it may be good, it may have the same proteins, the same amino acids and all that stuff, but when it gets out to the market, it's going to have additional things. It's going to have things like glycosol, right? The Monsanto pestilent that causes cancer, right? But ultimately, let's keep reading this article. It says local food tech startup Blue Nalu earned industry clout with its lab-created yellowtail product, which can be served raw, acidified, or cooked. A San Diego food tech startup has grown fillets of yellowtail fish entirely from cells, making the local company one of the most scientifically advanced in the world of lab-grown sea fish. The startup, called Blue Nalu, is less than 2 years old, and yet it has hit a scientific milestone many researchers only dream of. In front of a small crowd gathered at San Diego Bay last week, the startup's chefs prepared the lab-created yellowfish yellowtail fish in a variety of ways, from fish tacos and poke to seafood bisque. For those unfamiliar with cell-based seafood products, they are made of real fish, meat, and fat, or what we call fillets, grown through cell clusters in a food manufacturing facility. The hope of companies like Blue Nalu is to meet the demand for real fish products while addressing ethical and environmental concerns of eating the fish. While the process is unfamiliar to the average person, the company's founder says the lab-made seafood products aren't any more unnatural than, say, Greek yogurt, which also required culturing of cells. We are not any more lab-made than ketchup or Oreos, said Chris DeMann, Chief Technology Officer of Blue Nalu, in an interview earlier this year. They all started in a lab. Several other science startups have demonstrated similar taste tests of their cell-based seafood products, including San Francisco-based Wild Types, which organized a dinner earlier this year featuring a lab-grown salmon. But Blue Nalu fish appears unique in its ability to withstand different cooking methods, a competitive manufacturing advancement. By comparison, wild-type salmons fall apart when cooked at high temperatures. And that's kind of basically be it. After this, it kind of just gets into the benefits and why this product is so much more better. But this shows you here how Esau is gonna stop feeding you people out there in the world real food, and you're gonna have three levels of food. You're gonna have organic, which is the original, normal food. Then you're gonna have like the GMO foods, which are genetically modified farm-raised salmon. Which if you look at today, you go out to Las Vegas to these fisheries. There's tons of fish there that are being grown in horrible environments, man. There's their blood's diseased. They're feeding them the food that they're feeding them is GMO. And these fish are messed up because of it, man. And they feed that to you, right? And then below the second level tier, you're going to have food like this. You're going to have fake, artificially lab-grown food, right? You have it now with the Ultimate Burger. And you're going to have it now with the Blue Nalu fish, man. And check this out. And again, like I was saying, one of the second aspects of why they're doing this is because, one, there isn't enough bluefish tuna around it. As it tells you here in Matthew 24:6, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." That's what's happening right now. When you look at the fighting between America and Iran, and also these other countries who are posturing right now and setting their troops and moving their troops around in the Middle East. That's what's happening. Those are the wars and rumors of wars that we're hearing about. "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation," and you're seeing that right now. You're seeing nations starting to fight against each other. People are starting to come up against America, right? You got Turkey fighting Syria. You got Iran fighting Yemen. Saudi Arabia fighting Iran. You got China fighting the Hong Kong, and so on and so on. Right? And then it says, "And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." And so you see, so that's what's happening right now, people. This is covering the famines. You see, because Esau, he doesn't want to let people know that we're running out of food, out of the foods that everybody eats. Like it tells you here, it says your sushi could be killing this endangered animal. They're hitting the juveniles that aren't even old enough to reproduce. So you see that, people? The people who are out there eating, we're eating so much of this of sushi, for example, and yellowtail, because that's just a word that has become famous. That the yellowtail stocks, these are all babies, man. These are all small. These used to be way bigger than a human before, man. But now they're only fishing, like it says, the juveniles that can't even reproduce. So pretty soon the yellowtail tuna is going to be on its way out. right? It says it's estimated that 1.6 million Pacific bluefin tunas are currently left in the ocean. That's almost nothing, people. According to the Catherine Keldoff, senior attorney at the Center for Biological Diversity, while this may seem like a large number, Ben Interknap, Pacific Campaign Manager and Senior Scientist at Oceana, told the Dodo that about 2.6% of the original that's about 2.6% of the original population. Only 2%. That's what 1.6 million is. That means that there used to be close to 100 million, over 100 million of bluefish tuna out in the sea, man. But you got the overfishing of the oceans right now. You got the radioactive Pacific Ocean that's destroyed the Pacific Ocean that's caused a lot of these fishes to die off, right? But so that's what's happening now. You got Esau, who has this agenda to destroy the majority of the world. So not only is there a famine going on right now that these devils are trying to cover up, but there is a hidden agenda amongst the elite of the world, and it is scribed here on these stones here, which are ultimately, it looks, when you look at the top stone, it looks like it's a blood stain from a sacrifice. But who knows? That's just speculation, right? But these Georgia Guidestones here, as you can see here, they're written in languages, ancient languages of the world: Babylonian, Greek, Latin, Chinese, Arabic, and English. And what's one of the main tenets of this, as it tells you, the very first thing is to maintain human population at 500,000. You can see that there as the first commandment. You see, these are going to be the tenets of these devils that are ruling the world. After the World War III, they are planning to dwindle down the population of the world to 500,000, and it's not going to be you and your family. It's going to be them and their family, right? And they're going to have robots, and that's what they're planning. And what they're going to do in the meantime is they're going to feed with who they call the goyim, the useless eaters, fake food, right? And they're going to feed us poisons to kill us off. This is why you're seeing glyphosate and the ultimate burgers. You're starting to see all these GMOs that are known to cause cancers in our food, because they're ultimately planning on killing off the people. Just like when you look at rat food, the rat food is laced with poisons, but just little tiny amounts, so that way the rats will eventually kill themselves, right? And that's ultimately what humanity is doing right now. We're killing ourselves little by little by eating these horrible foods that are laced with poisons. But the Lord is going to protect his elect, those who are destined to be saved out of this devil's hands, man. It tells you this in Mark 16 and 18. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink or any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. So you see, so the Lord is going to have his people protected, and especially the elect. And not only that, but you're starting to see, you're going to start to see miracles being performed by a lot of these prophets that are on the street, but that's only a matter of time before that starts happening, people. But I just wanted to touch this subject, show that we're, how defiled our food is. And with all that, I want to go and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Pardash. And I want to give double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.